All right, so I was just mentioning the route that Mark and I both came up. He started Viz and then went more into the design and visualization side. Me, I came straight out of school and went right into design, worked in civil engineering, 10 years of civil engineering, another 15 years of the architectural world. And I went and did a spurt and did a 2-year stint in the video production world, go figure. But I came back and started working for HNTB. And all along the way, from the very beginning, I adopted this whole mentality of design should be happening in a 3D world. Quit designing in 2D and having to worry about what this thing looks like, because a lot of people always wonder when you get a set of plans of 1,000 sheets, what does this thing really look like? Especially if you're presenting it to the public, whatever it might be for presentation purposes. So my career has always followed this mentality of why aren't we designing in 3D? And why aren't the visualizations a byproduct of our design models at all times? So my background from that, all those years, is I currently work at HNTB as a DTS Principal Technologist. DTS stands for Digital Transformation Solutions. And it's basically just a technology team within HNTB that has specialists, a lot like Mark. We have geospatial specialists, myself, we have developers, programmers, you name it, to be able to build various types of applications. But I also have the very good honor of being able to be the VDC Immersive Media Team Lead. And by that means, if you don't know what VDC is, virtual design and construction, may be a little bit different from some of your careers where you're doing some very high profile visualization work. Visualizations that we do, we focus primarily on how can we support design all the way through the very end of that digital delivery period that Mark talked about. We have a team. We're fairly new. Right now, this team is about 2 years old. If you were to put all of our experience together, there's a lot more years, especially given the hairs on my chin. You can tell there's quite a few combined years. I add to that combined part pretty well, right, actually. So we have people from everywhere. So the likes of life that we have in our team is we have civil technicians, architectural specialists, we have mechanical specialists, we have urban planning, we have GIS specialists. So it may not be your typical visualization team that many teams in different offices have when it comes to developing out some of these very high-end types of visualizations. But it's a purpose-built team to be able to support visualizations through design all the way to the very end of owner handover. And that means that our team relies heavily on design models, not necessarily creating the models ourselves, but working with design models that are coming our way. We do both traditional and the new real-time type of development or deliverables that you see here in various forms. And we also develop some of our own custom routines, of which we'll do some highlights on today, and then we'll get you into here. So everything that we do, we take this old principle called rapid visualization. Is anybody used to do hand art or take an art class in college? Well, the old artists back in the day when there was no computers used to have to implement what they called rapid visualizations, which really just started off as really rough sketches and gradually developing more and more detail into those sketches until you have that final picture. A lot of you have maybe seen people like myself sketching on onion paper and then putting another layer of onion paper on top of it and adding more detail all the way till you get that last final image. So, but how does this really apply to anything that we do? Well, when you think about the AEC industry has adopted almost the exact same principle. They just call it something completely different. Given engineers and architects, we like to give new coin terms to everything, right? Well, one of the things that they've adopted is called level of development. And this means that as design occurs, the model geometry and the data attached to that geometry grows as the progresses in design. So meaning at the very beginning stages, you may just be sketching out 3D walls as your initial design or your roughed in box. But then you start coming in and adding more detail. Okay, we're going to have a door here, a window here. All right, there's some detail. Now what goes on top of those? Okay, we know need a door from this manufacturer or a window from this manufacturer. So you can kind of see how it gradually moves through time to have different levels of detail. But what do we do from our visualization team is we take all the models from design applications coming our way, and those can be Autodesk and Bentley applications. We do